Hey everybody, welcome back. I am Missy and this is Missy's Yarniverse and More. And for all you new subscribers, thank you for coming in and joining along on our little yarny journey. And for all my returning subscribers, thank you for your continued support. Um, why are we here today? Well, if you had seen my video yesterday on Monday, I had said I was going to be dropping a video today, Tuesday, that was kind of a little bit different, but it was a video I felt led to do because I, by chance, met a beautiful soul, a very lovely young woman, and I'm going to kind of let you know what happened with that. So, as most of you know, I live in rural middle Tennessee, and we probably have the tiniest Walmart anyone has ever seen, which doesn't carry a whole lot. And so, a lot of times we go shopping in the next county over in a little bigger town because they do have a larger Walmart. Plus, we had to run some errands that direction. So, we decided to go over there a little over a month ago. And got the errands done, went into the Walmart, and I think Brian also had to pick up glasses. And while there, I was grabbing things on my list that I couldn't get here. And of course, I always take a little peruse down the yarn aisle. And because theirs is a little bit bigger than ours. And every now and again, they pop something in that we don't have. Or on rare occasion, you can find clearance yarn. And so I was walking through there and happened to find some puzzle in a certain premier puzzle in a certain colorway that I needed. And so I grabbed, I think it was like two or three balls of it, and we headed for the checkout. Well, we stood in line. We finally got up to the checkout. Very, very sweet young lady was at the checkout. And as she was scanning our stuff, she said, "Oh, do you crochet?" And I said, "Yes." She said, "What do you like to crochet?" And I said, "Well, amongst things, I make a lot of blankets and stuffed amiguramis, um, hand construction rolls, all those kind of things for hospice, as well as donations for some other things. And, the occasional family friend gift or commission." And she said that she had just been learning to crochet and she had been making blankets, and she said she'd been churning out blankets and she had no idea what to use them, what to do with them. And she said, would they be something that we could use for hospice? And I said, probably. And I was explaining to her the dimensions. We typically use things like that. And, but we do take smaller or larger because they can be used for different things like a lap cover while someone's in a wheelchair or, stuff like that. And so she asked me for my information because it was a Friday and it was super busy. So I gave her my business card, and I didn't hear from her, and I had actually totally forgot about it. And I think it was about a week and a half ago or so, I got a text and I didn't recognize the number. And she asked if this was Missy. And she said, "This is Renee from Walmart. Do you remember me?" And so I texted her back when I saw it and I said, "Yes." And she said that she wanted to donate the blankets to me to take to hospice and wherever they could be needed. And I was like, okay. And I told her, because I do not live in the same county, I did not expect her to drive all the way out here. I let her know when I was going to be in town that following week and that I would meet up with her. She said she was off work and just to call and let her know. So I did, and we met up at the Walmart. And this beautiful soul, when she said she was going to donate some blankets that she had made for hospice, I figured maybe two or three. I took one reusable tote bag, one of the larger ones that you get at like I think it's a one I got at Joann's. I'm not sure. Um, they did not fit. So we had to lay the rest of them in my back seat. And when I got home, I had to come in and get another tote, reusable tote, to put the rest of the things in so I could actually carry them into the house until I have my next meetup with our special projects coordinator for hospice for her to pick things up. But I wanted to show you the work of this beautiful young lady who is just learning to crochet. And she was explaining to me that she is obsessed with buying yarn, and every brand new yarn they get in the store, they just got the the granny flowers, red heart granny flowers yarn. So she bought two of every color. Um, so I said, "Oh, you just wait, honey, you just wait." But I wanted to show you guys the lovely work that this young lady has done and so generously has gifted to hospice. And I am just it it kind of made me it kind of restored my faith again because we struggle so hard in my area on getting people on board to help with this thing we've put together to help um, our local patients that are put on hospice because they are each new patient upon intake is given a homemade gift and we are supplying those, and it is so hard to get people to make things, you know what I mean, and donate. um I've had a few people reach out to me when they heard about what we were doing, and they turned away because they're like, "But you're not buying the yarn for us?" No, we're using our own materials and we're doing it out of our kindness and generosity, so that we can be a little beacon of light in somebody's time of need, to bring them comfort. And so for this young lady who is just learning to decide that all of this hard work she has done, she was going to gift us this to bring light into someone's time of need. And I applaud her, and we need more young ladies just like her. So I wanted to show you some of the things that she's made. Um, and for I was looking at them, and for somebody who is a newbie crocheter, a baby crocheter, this girl is doing awesome. And I had let her know that because she's wanting to learn to do, is it V-stitch or wave or something? And I told her if there was anything I could do to help her, just reach out and let me know. And even if it was a day off and she needed help with something, I'm willing to go meet her and help her out. So let's look at some of these things that she has so generously donated. Um, she made this one, and I know what this one is. It's the Red Heart Speckles in that baby blue, and it is so pretty. And her stitches are so even. Um, she is gonna be. I'm telling you, this girl is gonna be a pro crocheter in no time. But yeah, she made this one, and oh, let's see, we'll stack that right there. And then I'm not gonna totally unfold all of these. She made this one. Isn't that pretty? And she made this one. And I think this is one of those, the Red Heart Granny. I don't know if I think it's the flowers. And that's so pretty. And maybe I should stack them over here because I've got this other bag. And then I'll refold them later. And then this one is so pretty. She made this one. And like I said, I'm not going to unfold all of these, but this is so pretty. I think this is the Red Heart Stripes in Macaw or one of those. And she's even woven in all her ends, guys. And then there's this one. Yeah. Whoops. It's wanting to come unfolded. So pretty. But she is doing awesome. And then I think this is another Red Heart Granny. That's what the colorways are reminding me of. So pretty. And I told her that if some of them were too small for hospice, that I told her that I do have a friend overseas that works on a military base that they are collecting blankets for baby baskets for the military families, and she was perfectly fine with that as well. So I will be measuring all these and figuring out which ones will go to hospice and if any of them are size-wise able to go toward the military baby baskets, then we'll be doing that. So that one is so pretty. And then this one is another one of those Red Heart in the speckles, and it's in the navy blue. And that is so pretty. I like that. This is one color I hadn't bought, but I've looked at it. And then here's one in the red. And that's pretty. And you can't quite see all the color definition in the speckles. But yeah. And then there's this one in the, I think this is aspen print. I'm almost positive. I think that's so pretty. And then this one, we'll just open it this way. Isn't that pretty? And I'm pretty certain that this is, uh-oh, I think one of her ends is coming undone. I'll have to check that out. I think this one is, the ombres. I think this, isn't it green apple? Maybe. And then there's this one, and I think this one is another one of the granny square, maybe. It's got purple, pink, and white. Guys, she's doing great for being a brand new baby crocheter. And then there's this one. And then, she said this one was a little small. So I think this is more of a lap blanket kind of thing. And it's the sparkle yarn. Look at all them sparkles. So pretty. And then I think the rest, she did some scarves. And I'm not going to totally undo them. But here's a white, well, it's more like a cream. And her edges, she is doing so good. So good. Um, and light blue. And hospice does, some of the patients do ask for things like this because, some of them are still able to get out and go to doctor's appointments or this, that, and the other. But they're on hospice at the same time. Some of them are on hospice extended period of time, and they do get cold because we do get requests for the fingerless gloves and things like that as well. So, these will be perfect. And we do get requests for the hats. And then here's another scarf. I love those colors. And here's another one in sparkle. In that almost taupey bronze color. And then this one, I believe this is a Mandela the sequins because it's got sequins on it. Isn't that pretty? Such pretty colors. She's doing so good. And then a baby blue. So, yeah, those, like I said, when she said she had a few blankets to donate, um, and that she really wanted to donate them somewhere that was going to use them because she said she didn't have any use for them, but she's learning and she's just been making the things and they're just sitting there. And like I said, I figured it was maybe a couple blankets, 3 at the most, and I was like shocked. And I am so happy. I think that she was put in the right place at the right time, or I was, or both. And I am so happy that I met her. She wanted to join my private Facebook group for the hospice, for those of us who are making the things for our hospice locally. And so I sent her the link so she could just click it and go in and answer the questions, and I could approve her to join. And she friended me on Facebook, and I think I sent her the link to my channel. I can't remember. So Renee, if you are seeing this, girl, I love you so, so much. You are such a little light. You do not know with what you donate, even though you think they're just simple little things because you're learning, the kind of impact that you make on a patient when they receive these things. We don't get to see them. Our special projects coordinator, she tells us, and she wishes we could see their faces light up when they are gifted these things, and just the amount of impact that one little simple thing like a blanket can make um, is just beyond what most people even think or realize takes place, because them and their families look at it and they see that someone who doesn't even know them took the time to make a gift to bring them comfort in their time of need, even though they will never meet them. Odds are no. Um, with the exception to the rule every now and again. I unfortunately have made a hospice blanket for my own cousin and took it to the family before she passed away. But I felt privileged um, to be able to do that for my family member. I just never in a million years doing this for my local area ever thought that it was going to be for one of my own family members because I don't have too many of them here at all. So, yeah. And I miss her, Pam. I miss you. But yeah. And I'm trying not to cry because for someone who just met me in the line at Walmart and felt led to reach back out to me and donate these things that she's been making just to practice crocheting. Um, I was mind blown. I was mind blown. Renee, you are a blessing. You are a light. Um, I hope that you continue to be the special person that you are. And I cannot wait to get to know you better and follow you along on your crochet journey as you are learning to do more things. And I can't wait to see the awesome things that you're going to make in the future, whether they're donations or not. I look forward to it. And yeah, so that's this video. I don't know how many of you out there watching do donations for your local area, whether it be hospice. Um, there's other organizations. Some of the local, like here, we have different groups that take care of foster children and find foster homes, and they manage those foster children, um, and make sure that their needs are being met, what have you. Several, I know where I lived in North Carolina, they had a safe house. I'm not going to mention the name of it. Um, that took in children who had um, been abused in certain ways, um, where they were held safe and they were given guardian ad litems, and which would go with them throughout their court cases to determine where these children were going to be placed. And upon their arrival at this safe home, they were all given a blanket and a stuffed animal with a backpack, so that no matter where they were sent after that, they had something of their own, because a lot of them would come with nothing. Foster children, same way. Um, I am just very passionate about, and I do donate to other things, but I am very passionate about the hospice project. Come May, it will be our third year that we're doing it here in my local area. And if any of you in your area want to get involved, um, and you want to help out any way you can, I can just reach out to me, send me an email, and I can try and direct you with some information. I do know there's um, some hospice organizations that are not, ours is non for profit. Um, so every single thing that we make and donate, we fill out a sheet and we have to put basically how many hours it took us to make the thing. And the paper stays with it. And basically, let's say this took you 10 hours. That's 10 volunteer hours. They have to have so many volunteer hours per year and to keep their non for profit. And so I will have to measure these and fill out sheets, um, so that those things, and once these are gifted and taken to the family or the patient, one of them signs for it, and then they can put the volunteer hours in the computer once it's been gifted. Um, so, and I know not all of them are not for profit, but ours in our local area are, and they do a lot of good for so many people and families. So, yeah, if you ever have any questions about how you can get involved in something like that, I can give you any information that I have and kind of lead you in the direction on how to reach out. And um, you can always check and see if you have local groups in your area. And if you don't, do what I did and start one. Yeah, because let me tell you, um, These may be small little gifts, but the reward is so much more than you could ever imagine, even though we never meet the patients. So, yeah. And seeing how I can't work medical anymore, it's kind of my way of still helping. Even though I can't make people feel better physically the way I used to, I can do something for their heart and soul, right? Um, so yeah. All right. I think um I can't think of any other information. If there's any questions any of you have about how any of this kind of works, feel free to reach out to me. My email is always in the description box. I would be happy to help you. So yeah, once again, Renee, if you are seeing this, girl, you just do not know the impact that you're making. Um, you may think it's just a little hobby that you just started, but you are doing good with that little hobby that you've started. And I know you're going to do more and more. Whether even if there's no more donations, I know you're going to be blessing people with the things that you make because they're beautiful. So with that, um, I hope you guys are having a great day and I hope you guys are having a great week so far. And tomorrow is Wednesday by the time you're seeing this. So come back tomorrow for Wednesday Wipeout and see what we had on the hook for this week for our dishcloth if you haven't been following along and doing the dishcloth too. So with that, I guess I'm going to let you guys go. And you can tell we have sun today, finally. Um, and I'm going to leave you with these kind words. Just remember, life is not perfect, so be kind. Try and create something new every day and keep reaching for the stars in your yarn. So, till next time, love you guys. Bye for now.